Well, that transition totally crapped out on me right there. Whatever. What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel where I talk and do everything pinball. And we are here post Stern's reveal of their 60th anniversary edition. So let's go over here to chat and see what is going on with everyone. Yes, so got a question right here. Let's see if this works. I don't know if it's working or not. I'm hoping it does. Oh, it's probably because I need to... This was part of why I have a timer, so I can get all this stuff situated, so there is none of this. Hold on, let me do this crap right here. Properties. And then I need to change that. So now let's see if this stuff works. There we go. What happened to the score reels? They are mechanical. And they're just a more modern version of mechanical. Is my audio coming in okay, guys? Forgot it came out today. Game looks interesting. The left upper loop shot looks cool. Yes, I think from what I'm... Honestly, guys, I've been busy, and then I came up here to get all this stuff kind of situated, and hopefully it works out okay. I wish I would have done a little more prep, but we're going to do what we can do right here. And so I'm going to be kind of like learning along with this game like a bunch of you. I didn't do a bunch of research on what we got going on with this. So this is going to be a legitimate discussion about what this game has got in it. And from what I gather, it's definitely already priced by $20K, and I'm hearing that we've already got flippers in the process for $25K, so people are already trying to get $5K for it. 28K euros with taxes. Yes, I hope you like spinners because you're getting 4 of them in this game. Total letdown, and the price outrageous. Is it a letdown? I mean, for a single level playing field, is it a letdown? I mean, from what I've seen, it looks cool. I mean, I'm like, all right, okay, cool, but is it $20,000 cool? Not to me, and I'm pretty sure not to a lot of you out there. JD ordered one. Oh, man. Looks very minimal. Yes, they are doing a change of pace here with a classic single-level playing field. Everybody already knew that. Looks like the best shot in the video. Yeah, the figure 8 shot in the upper left, that's the money shot. And I mean that in multiple ways, but that is the shot in the video that I saw that I was like, man, that's awesome. So for those that have not seen it, let's go to the YouTube overlay right here. And we're going to go over and that looks horrible. Let me move some stuff around here. If I can. All right, you need to be down. Well, we're probably not going to be able to change that. That sucks. Okay. That looks a little better for the time being so we can watch the video. So let me transition to this real quick after making this small little adjustment. Oh, of course, I have to transition out the transition back in. By the way, in case those have already noticed, this is my second high-res camera purchased by my patrons right there. So my old one that I had, it was like a C920. It decided to like die on me. So this is what we got going on right here. All right, so here is the trailer if you have not already seen it. Turn this down a little bit. I feel like it's blaring. But the game definitely looks cool. I'm going to go ahead and mute that because I'm pretty sure it's going to get flagged immediately. But yeah, we can go back to that 20-second mark Where is it at? Where's it at? Right there. That's the money shot for the game. That figure eight shot, that is the money shot that I feel like that is going to be probably pretty fun to shoot. I'm just not sure how long it's going to be cool to hit. Ridiculous pricing for what you get from a pro. Explain the playfield screen. Blow your pants off levels of cool. I'm going to have to play catch up on chat here. Yeah. So there's that. Let's go back to chat here. Right here, really leaning heavy on Elwyn's name. Without a doubt, I think definitely that him as the designer has a great deal to do with why we are seeing the price and the limited number of it as it is. Because you've got a lot of people out there that are major Keith Elwyn fans, and rightfully so, and they want every game that he makes because it's part of their collection. And every game he makes shoots pretty damn good. So it's almost a guarantee that you're going to get a really fun shooting game. It just sucks that you're going to have to pay $20,000 minimum for this damn thing. Stern has an unlisted gameplay feature video that you can find. I think I have, I have a Nap Arcade's website right here. I don't know why they have a lot of this stuff still unlisted. You think that they would have this ready to go for everybody. And let's go to me and Chrome and see this looks like crap as well. So yeah, here we have Nap Arcade's website. If you haven't already been here, I haven't seen anything on Twip. They may have posted something, but it's been all Nap Arcade, everybody. When you play like Elwyn, you don't need a ramp/flipper returns. Love the mech score. So from what I gather with this mech, with the score reels, is that they are old school, but they're very modern. So they fire very rapidly, and they need to, because you've got 4 damn spinners, optical spinners at that's going to be going. I'm looking at the wrong camera, I just realized. But you're going to have 4 optic spinners going at it, racking up that score. It's going to be a low scoring game at that. We're talking like jackpots or like 100 points and stuff like that. Problem with the game is that it's so limited, most of us not get to play it. Yeah, I can agree with this right here. And I need to change this to be bigger, but for whatever reason it's not. Going to make this a little bit bigger.
That's what she said.
And we'll put that right there, and then I'll have to, for whatever reason, I've got to go out of it and go back into it. Pure and simple, they run a business. Not everyone can afford it, but the ones who can will. Not sure why there's always going to be hate. There's always going to be hate on this because everybody wants the games to be as cheap as they possibly can be. I mean, all the videos attached here, yes. Nap Arcade has got everything right here. Remember when people hated on TS4 because of the toys mechs you were getting for the price? Yeah. Can we expect a hearty skit on this in the future? I don't know. Maybe. Well, we'll see what comes of it. It's one of those things where I'm gonna have to look more into it. But I feel like it's gonna be a rehash of every other time I've had to do a skit when it comes to Stern. Is that we're gonna charge you as much as we possibly can, and we're gonna limit it. That's how they're gonna be going forward doing things. Nothing says 20K in value like slapping movie posters and collage form on the side of it. We're getting like every Bond on this game. So that's something that's definitely different. Every Bond. Whereas you had only Sean Connery on the one that Gomez just released. Whereas this one's going to have every single Bond. And we're not going to be getting a lot of like story when it comes to this game. Because I think they're primarily focusing on classic pinball where you had objectives and things to get, but as far as like story and complicated scoring and rules and stuff, I don't think that's going to happen. But it's Elwin. He may want to make it complex as hell. Who knows? It may be like Avengers for all we know. Or 1,000, 10,000. Yeah, see, here's the thing when it comes to this, is that whenever they're still starving to get parts, they almost have to limit things because they can't get that many parts for a lot of these machines. So it's like, yeah, Mandalorian Topper, they could have easily been like, hey, we're going to sell, I don't know, 5,000 of these and we'll price them at this much. But then they'd have to get 5,000 of all those parts, and getting parts still today is difficult. And like I said, we're going to be seeing a semiconductor shortage all the way through this year. So I do not expect things to change when it comes to their pricing and delays on parts. Yeah, I'll take 3 Pros for the price of this one. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, quality over quantity, but we don't really know the quality of this game just yet. So, but in a way, yeah, if I had like, hey, here's $20,000. Do you want one pinball machine that's solely based on the designer and the theme? Or do you want, I don't know, 4 other games that are pretty good? I mean, hell, prices these days, hell, would you like Godzilla, Deadpool, then you're already at 20,000 right there, it seems like these days. No, pop bumpers, from what I saw in the video, they are not tied together. Recently discovered your channel. You do good stuff. Thank you very much, VM or VG Mage. It's good to hear. Always good to hear that. I hate the way they handle toppers. Yes. I mean, everybody wants a topper, but in order for it to sell, they have to limit. Especially when the shortage on parts. There isn't a semiconductor shortage. There have been recent reports of an excess. Speaking from somebody who works in the semiconductor shortage, I can tell you, yes, there is. I literally, when I say this, I'm telling you honestly. I mean, we are busting our ass to try to get what we can out to certain major manufacturers when it comes to things. And we are trying our damnedest, but we are playing catch up. Trying to. I think these will end up in collections and clubs only, not public use. There's going to be a couple of them out there in the public for everyone to play, without a doubt. I can see that definitely being in the future. But this is, without a doubt, this is designed and created mostly for collectors. This isn't for the masses, obviously, because they're only going to be selling 500 of them. So this is for those hardcore collectors that want to have every Elwin design, and hopefully they also love James Bond. Maybe the article was out of date. No, I'm just telling you, when it comes to me getting particular parts in for a lot of the machines that I work on, we have literally some that have a 40-plus week lead time. So when and if we do have to order parts, we have to order multiples. So that way we can at least make up for the time that we're going to be waiting possibly for the next time around that we need some. It's ridiculous. Welcome to the chat, Pins and Fins. Can you replay the video? I joined late. The trailer, I mean, I guess I could play it in the background again while we discuss this. Let's see here. Go back to this. Rewind it back, and I'll let it play. The audio is pretty much just the James Bond theme song, so you don't really need to hear that. Gary, you ever have any contact from manufacturers after doing your skits? The most recent one I had actually was at Expo, and it was a certain person that worked for Stern. I think it started out with, like, hey, what do you think about his videos? And this person was like, honestly, I don't like you. And I was like, oh, well, at least you're honest. It was one of those where I was like, okay, good. I'm glad at least it was upfront and honest about it. But I'm hoping that after we had a discussion, because we were discussing things over a meal, so I'm hoping that after he got to speak with me and get a little more information about me, that I think we have a little bit better understanding now of each other. All right, so that was the video for the trailer for that. So looks cool, but I really hate the Stern is the biggest money grabbing company in pinball. I mean, and let's see, between this and Toy Story 4, it's like they are battling to see who can sell the most expensive game that's not worth the money. And it's one of those things where you've already got people that are trying to flip this for a 5K profit. And for those people, I mean, if you get the extra 5K, congratulations, but on the inside, I hope you're stuck with the $20,000 machine and you're trying to figure out what you can do with it. But that's just me. But if you get the extra 5K plus, congrats. I mean, it is a free market to be able to do that kind of thing. But the only way we're going to stop the flippers is we stop buying at the flipper prices. Basic lit acrylic panel. More than likely, yeah, it's probably just a simple, basic little topper and stuff. I hate to say it, but I'm really not impressed with this game or the artwork. Arcade 1-Up content will end up getting you 10 times the amount of subscribers. I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen with the amount of crap I've been talking about Arcade 1-Up. I don't see that happening. I got this damn... Go over here to this right here. Got this damn Arcade 1-Up over here, and I just recently got the coin door all lit up for just $5. I mean, but it's one of those where like, oh, you should do this and do this and do this, and I'm like, I don't really want to put that much money into an Arcade 1-Up. That's just me, but I don't want to throw that much money into something like that. It's mainly there for the kids to enjoy playing, or if me, I want to play an old school game, and we all four can get on there, two of us, and like right now I've got Turtles going, so we'll play that or something like that. It's a turd. I don't know. That's a little harsh on that. I wouldn't say it's a turd. I just don't know if it's worth the 20K plus that they're asking for, but they're asking for it. So it's one of those where they're like, let's see. And then it could be like Elvira's 40th anniversary edition where they're just like, yeah, let's do 25K. And they did not sell out like they were expecting, or I guess hoping that they would. And I'm hoping the reason behind that is because people saw through the bullshit. Saw like, they just changed the aesthetics on it. They changed some of the artwork. They changed the powder coating, and they added the little plunger, and a lot of it was aesthetics for double the price of a regular Elvira. You would think for 20K, it would at least have some powder coating on the armor, lockdown bar, and legs. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I think you would say the least they could do is have this for that kind of price. And I think that's how a lot of us are going to look at that, is like, okay, for 20K, then we need to have all the amenities, and it needs to, like, even bring us to full orgasm. That's the way I look at it. No art blades, simple topper, and collage of posters is an extreme. And here's the thing, what I've noticed also is, like, we don't know how restrictive on this game it's going to be when it comes to the licensing and stuff like that. We already know that the regular Bond that was released recently is drastically hindered by, I'm going to assume it's MGM that has the rights to Bond, but whomever has the rights is so slow on the approval process, and they have to approve every little thing. And that's what's really strangling them. I thought Disney Pixar was bad. Going from what I've heard about working with Disney, they are pretty protective of their IP, and they need approval and stuff like that. But evidently, nowhere near as bad when it comes to James Bond. Yes, what you see in all the images is what you get. So you should be getting the topper, I assume. If you don't get that topper with the 20K, no. The topper is not free. It's priced in with the 20K. Inline drops are always fun. At least more Iron Maidens are going on the line in 2023. Yeah, I'd like to have an Iron Maiden without a doubt. Should this game be compared to a Spinal Tap? No. No, it should not. It's like, is there no ramps? No, they're going old school classic pinball on this, guys. They purposefully put no ramps in. And for what little discussion I had with Keith, it didn't take him long to design this game. I asked him if this was a challenge for him because he's used to doing, multi-tiered play fields and stuff like that, and he just scoffed it off like, no, piece of cake, But for him, designing is a piece of cake. So I think when you say, hey, you can only do single level, I think for him was like, okay, how can I still give the experience and smoothness and fun of the shots when I'm limited to a single level? And I think we're already seeing a lot of things that we don't typically see, like the figure 8 shot, which looks pretty cool. A captive ball. We haven't seen a captive ball. Tell me, guys, I could be wrong. Is there a captive ball that's been on a recent game? I mean, I've got a couple on my Last Action Hero, and there's other games, but I can't think of a recent game where we've seen a captive ball. From my point of view, gameplay looks great. I guess with a different theme and reasonable price, this could have become a keeper. Keith Elwood should come and help set it up, play a few games with you, and have a beverage of his choice with you. That'd be awesome. I doubt it'll happen, but it'd be awesome. If MGM's a problem, then a Rocky Pen probably won't happen. Yeah, and that's the thing, is that they have to make sure they keep a good relationship with the license holder. And without a doubt, if they feel like they're being constricted on what they can do with the game, then chances are Stern may not choose to lean towards them again. I mean, unless the game sells really well, then it's like, we'll fight through the restrictions so we can both make money. The price of this pen is ridiculous. Yep. People looking for more single level games, I just don't get the appeal. And that's the thing, I don't think they know either. I'm pretty sure they put this game out and they're like, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. They don't know for sure if it's actually going to be well accepted in the market. But will it be an Elwyn design? I think it will. If it's not, honestly, if they don't sell out, I mean, I know Stern's already sold their direct allotment that they had, which I don't know how many they have. Does anybody know how many Stern had in their allotment that they sold direct? But I believe they've already sold all of their direct ones. And I don't know how many each, the distributors got either. Is that a captive ball on Godzilla? A captive ball? I don't think it's a captive ball. Make up for the lack of toys and mechs. That's the thing. We don't really know what the code's gonna be like. I would assume it's going to be much more simple due to the fact that it is a single level game, and they have already stated that I think this game is not going to be focused on story or anything. So that should be, and the person that's doing the coding on this hasn't really been in pinball since like 30 years ago. We're talking like roller games and stuff like that. So he's kind of a, I don't want to say new coder, but he's probably got a little bit of dust on him that needs to be, dust it off and get the gears back up and going again. We are all guilty for playing our part and pushing prices up. There is nothing better than a row of pinball machines switched on. That is correct. It is poetry in motion. Pen looks good. Ghostbusters has a captive ball. Okay, so if it's a true captive ball, not like a Newton ball. That's what I'm making sure that people aren't getting confused. A Newton ball is when you have the rod that's making that ball, you can't move that ball. It's just a kinetic energy that hits another ball behind it. Captive ball means that like you hit it and it goes back and it hits a target, then comes back in. That's the difference right there, is that you have a free moving ball. Virtual pinball never was more appealing with these prices. Every virtual pinball I've played, it's like, okay, it could be entertaining, but there's just something about the kinetic feedback that you get with a real machine that resonates with me. And I think that's why digital pinball will probably never make it to mainstream for a lot of us out there, is because we live in a digital world, guys. Everything that we do now is all digital. Most of my kids, a lot of the things they do on their tablets for school and stuff like that, when you're looking on things for your phone, it's all digital BS. So to take a step back away from all that digital bullshit and to play something tactile, mechanical is just like a little bit of a breath of fresh air. It just kind of like, you know what? Time to take it back, and just go nothing but, old school. Got to play catch up on here. So who all besides JD has ordered one? Is there anybody else in chat that has ordered their 60th Bond edition? Fess up. Curious to see what Steve Ritchie will do this year, especially since we won't be on a leash like he was with Stern. Yeah, well, it's definitely curious to see what he will do. And if it's not something golden, then maybe time for him to take him out to the pasture. God, I keep talking about him like this, and when I see him again, it's going to be bad. Willy Wonka has a captive ball, correct? I cannot remember. I honestly don't think so. I could be wrong. Lost internet, stupid Comcast. Freeman Godzilla, the bridge magnet has a captive ball behind it to detect you hit the bridge. Okay. Yeah, see, well, Buck Rogers, that's an old game. I mean, you're going back, like I said. I mean, I know they exist. They've been on previous games. It just we haven't seen it on a very recent game. Toy Story 4 has a captive ball. Oh. Up there near the pop bumpers. I'm trying to remember that damn game. Yeah, scoring reel is not an LCD screen. No, it's real. It's modernized, and it fires quickly. The game scores very low. We're talking like your jackpots are going to be like 100 points. Keith's top score so far is 18,000. So if that means anything to you right there. Will Jack Danger stream a gameplay with Elwin? I don't see why he should. I mean, I would like him to, obviously, but I feel like they only really do those streams to make sure they sell the games. I feel like if they don't sell the games, or they're seeing that they're not selling out as quickly as they like to, then they may do a stream. But if they sell all of them, then why? Why bother streaming? Yeah. Well, you can nudge a virtual pin. There's a button for it. And some people actually put in sensors to where you actually can. I mean, they're getting closer to real on the virtual pins. I've heard and seen some cool stuff. But people are getting to where they're almost building real pinball machines just so it feels more real as you're playing a virtual machine. Spent $10K on a virtual pin, and even for that kind of money, it doesn't feel real, yeah. Didn't do a collectible machine for Supreme that was $35K. Yeah, Supreme was a joke for me. It was one of those where it was all about the name. You suckers want to throw 20K to keep it? Yeah. Yeah. Wonka's a Newton ball, same as Hobbit. Yeah, I think people were probably getting the Newton ball and captive ball confused. No ramps, the AIQ spinner, and I'm really curious on what these spinners sound like. Because we know when Bond first got revealed and we heard that spinner, it was like, that better not be final. But luckily, Gomez was perfectly content with saying, no, that is not the sound we want. He didn't agree with that spinner sound either. When you've got 4 spinners, this spinner's better sound damn good. But my fear is when you've got that many, I'm wondering if they're going to make it like a slot machine. Slot machines use the keys C, G, and E. I think those are the 3 keys. Basically, they choose these particular notes so that way whenever they're hitting, no matter what machine is next to them, they all have a harmony to it. So chances are we're probably going to have something kind of like that with 4 different spinners to where they're all going to have like a harmony to them no matter which one you hit, if you only hit this one or this one or that one or that one. That's my guess. Why is Spooky having Jack Danger do the reveal stream? Well, why not? Like, yeah, sure, he works for Stern now. But I'm pretty sure that whenever he signed on with Stern, even though he was mainly working with Stern, showing off their games, he's still open to show off everyone else's game. So I think it's good. I'm happy that he is helping out other manufacturers as well, at least showing off what their game is and everything like that. So that's a good thing. What can we all do to make a new Rocky pinball machine finally really happen at a reasonable price? I don't know. Yeah, the nudge still doesn't feel as real games. Yeah, they don't. But so going over the website again on here with the gameplay. Let me boot up the gameplay here. Game features, and that way we can see that. Why, oh why is it still... I guess we'll have to go full screen because it's not giving me the option to watch on that. So let's go over to... So here is going over the game features and everything, what we're seeing right here. So as you can see, we're getting like every Bond in multiple different movies. Now, this is kind of going with the theme that we've had in the other Bonds, where it's basically a collage of all the movie posters. It seems like there's a lot more Daniel Craig, though, than every other one. Am I wrong? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm guessing, I mean, it's all of his movies pretty much. And then you've got Brosnan, 1, 2, I think 3. So yeah, I'm kind of curious if there's a particular one that's got more than others. And you got the Stern Inside connector. Inside connector, I said that completely wrong. Insider connected. So yeah, this is we can go back here and look at the score reels, and you can see that they are real. And they move pretty damn fast. And they have to, like I said, because you got those spinners. Yeah, so there's the figure 8 shot, as well as an eject hole. Spinner, spinner. That shot looks like it's going to be sweet. Nice little freaking orbit right there. Kind of curious what all we're going to be getting on that screen right there in the middle of the playfield. Got your Spectre and stuff like that. Because I'm sure anything on that display is going to have to be approved by MGM. Got the Odd Job hat right there in the middle. So that's another shot right there in case you didn't see that. The far right, you're going to go up and hit the M target and a gate that's going to direct it back to the shooter lane. And the game has an auto plunge, so it will automatically launch the ball again. So yeah, it even says you get the exclusive topper with it. Look at that. I mean, without a doubt, I mean, it looks damn good. I mean, so there's no complaints on whether or not it looks good. I mean, it's an Elwyn game, so we know it's going to shoot well. By all means, tell me a game that Elwyn has designed that just doesn't shoot well, that it's clunky and is not fun to shoot. I mean, everyone's got their favorites and will say that they don't like AIQ or Iron Maiden. Even some people, for whatever reason, don't like Jurassic Park. But I think everyone should be able to agree that he's our top-tier designer at this current state in time when it comes to pinball. So this one is saying that it's probably going to be his worst game. It says no flow. No flow? He is all about flow. He has stated that before. Don't like Jurassic Park? Jack Dangers is so much better. Oh, all right. I mean, I played his game, and I mean, the only complaint I really had about the home edition of Jurassic Park was the small LCD screen. And I even told him that. I'm like, dude, everything looks good. Everything plays fine. It's just that small little screen right there. But see, this is why we need gameplay, though. Even though they don't need to, because they're probably going to sell them all, we need the gameplay so we can really see just how it shoots, to basically put a lot of us at ease that believe, from what we can see so far, that the game doesn't shoot well. Top tier designer, but it's the price, yeah. When you carry Hart, whoever that is, and Jack Danger collab. On what? Looks awesome. I want one. I'm assuming they are all sold out. Probably. I haven't bothered to call to find out on distributors or anything. Like I said, a lot of this I'm discovering as we're doing this, getting information. But let's see here. Like I said, we got Nap Arcade that gives you all this information. And for those that want a link to Nap Arcade, I'll put this in the chat right here. So that gives you a lot more information about the game right there. Curious to see the price of the topper for Rush and JB regular versions. It's definitely a game that I think the price is going to be it. I mean, because when we looked at Toy Story 4, the price obviously hit pretty hard for a lot of people. Like, no, it's not worth it kind of thing. And so now we've got this one that is, what, 5,000 more than the collector's edition of Toy Story 4. Am I wrong on that one? And it may not have as much as Toy Story 4 has in it, but you're going by the designer and the theme. It's like, for me, like, I love Elwin's games without a doubt, but I'm not that big of a James Bond fan or feel like I need to own every game that he's ever made, which a lot of people out there, that is their thing. They want to own every game that a particular designer has created. And I think that they are well aware that this game is not going to be for the masses. It's not going to be for everybody. That's why there's a limit of 500, along with the fact that they probably can't get 500 plus more parts to make more games. So it's kind of a win-win. They make a limited version of a particular game because that's going to be the easier way to get the parts. But they also limit it so that way they can rack in that extra dough for it being limited. Is CGC making Twilight Zone? Tell you what I know. I will tell you that CGC's next release is not going to be a remake. You're going to see Raw Thrills step into the pinball game, guys. Oh, man. I love this stuff. I'm not sure if you guys have ever had it before. If you are a Sour Patch fan like me, these are liquid candy. Damn delicious. These games will not operate in countries with 50... It's not collector, including unlimited. Really? Man. Distros can set their price, right? Any guesses what top sold price will be, not counting flipping from collector to collector. See, here's the thing, guys. This is what happened with the Elvira machine. Stern had their price. Distributors, I mean, they had the price, meaning like, hey, distros, this is what you need to give us for these machines, but you set the price for what you want. Now, instead of the distros fighting over the market and figuring like, hey, you know, I'm going to sell mine for 17 or I'm going to sell mine for 15, kind of like fighting like gas stations do with prices, they all collaborated together. I think the term for that is an oligopoly or something like that, where basically instead of like, you know, manufacturers or companies fighting, they basically come to an agreement like, hey, let's all set the price of this. That way there is no fighting over for who gets what kind of thing. And that's what they did with Elvira. Every distributor basically agreed like, hey, we're setting our price at this point right here. And so that's what happened with that. So will it happen with Bond? Why not? Moobut, yes, this is Elwin's Bond. Beatles is my favorite theme, but that single level play field ruins it for me. I don't know. I love playing Beatles. If I had room for a Beatles and everything, I mean, I'd love to have one because I can't help but sing along as I'm playing that game. My local distro doesn't have it on the website, but it has plenty of Gomez versions. Keep your eyes peeled for Cactus Canyon update that will come with saloon doors like the prototype had back in the day. Yeah, but it's going to be a while till we see that. Whenever Sheets left us, that put a really big hamper on the code release for that Cactus Canyon, which sucks. So let's look on Pinside. Let's see where we are at if we're seeing more than the 25,000 mark. Let's see. How many are we seeing on the market? We're seeing 20,000 firm here. Let me get this to where you guys can see it as well. So we got a James Bond 20 firm, and this one doesn't have a price on it. It just says the contact. Okay. Where's that $25,000 one that we saw earlier? I'm seeing a lot of James Bonds in general on here. There was a James Bond a couple of hours away from me for $6,700, I want to say. So, am I blind, or did someone change their ad or remove it? But I'm only seeing 2 of the 60th anniversary editions on Pinside right now. I'm just seeing 20,000 firm and 1 for contact. Did that person remove their post or what? Price fixing, and it's against the law. Yep. I'm running around missing out. Lucky Robert texted me to get in here. So we've got 2 on the market right now on Pinside. 20,000 and 1 for contact. So I'm not seeing the 25,000 that someone posted earlier. Did they remove their ad? Does anybody know? I was expecting to see a good amount, but maybe that one's already sold. Could it be? What do you think? How much is a Stern Pro going to cost in a year from now? Well, we already see that they've already increased the prices at the first of this year to even more expensive. It wouldn't surprise me if we see another price jump in the future. If the hobby keeps growing, if the demand is still there. Yeah, that's my ringtone right there, guys. Who knows that game? Who knows that ringtone sound? Call it out in chat. Did it remove them? I got stuff from work going on right now. Damn it. I'll get back to him in a bit. The one for 6,700 sold. Nice transitions. Thank you very much. Donkey Kong. Paul Molinari was the first one to get it. It was Donkey Kong Country, just so we're clear. That particular rendition was Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, he's got it right there. And the thing is, guys, I've had that ringtone since... It's been over a decade at least. It's always been the ringtone I've used, kind of thing. And I guess... since mostly it's texting that goes on these days instead of phone calls, then I rarely hear it. All right, beyond slash hat. that's the odd job hat that's on this game, but I could see how you would say the slash hat. Okay, I see a little bit of a resemblance there. What's the screen for? Intriguing. Yeah, we don't really know for sure, I guess, on that screen. I'm guessing we're supposed to be getting scenes from every movie, like all the movies that you see on the side of the cabinet in that collage. We're supposed to be getting scenes from every one of those movies. Yeah, movie clips. And, with the movie clips and stuff like that, we're going to have to get approval for that. And we know how long it takes to get approval so far when it comes to the code that we're seeing on the current Bond game. I think we're at 0.80, and we're still getting, it's getting better. Evidently, it's a lot better than what it was at Expo. But I think just the only gripe and complaint about the current Bond is that it needs code. It needs that code. As far as like shooting and everything, I mean, it was all right for me. I don't think it's, Gomez's best, but I didn't have any like major complaints about it. I was like, all right, it's okay. I mean, with more code, that'll help, but it's not a game that I'm going to be like going after and I really want my collection or anything. Are those movie clips going on the playfield screen? I believe so, because the back box isn't a screen. Correct. The back box is not a screen. I can go back to that, rewind it to where we see the damn screen. Here, let me go to this right here. So here's that screen right there. You can see what they got going on. It looks pretty simple at the current moment, just showing off the Stern logo. And you got 007, the Spectre logo, and stuff like that. But yeah, this is supposedly just a really well-lit, modernized stepper motors for these score reels right here. I'm going to get notifications from all kinds of stuff over here. Clear out. I still rather have a small screen in the apron that tells you what you are supposed to shoot or other important information. I would like to think that we're probably going to get information on that screen on what to shoot for. And I mean, in a way, I think I would prefer to look down on the playfield where you're currently staring to see what you need to shoot for. That was one of the things I liked about the highway version of Alien, is that you had that screen down there that kind of gave you a good idea what was going on. Yeah, but we're used to looking up, without a doubt, because we've had to. We've had no other option. But now that we get a screen on the playfield, I see that as being kind of a benefit for those of us that don't look up. So to be able to just to continuously look down and hopefully kick ass on a game because it's already telling you what to shoot for, what needs to be done, whereas all you got up there is your score, I don't see that as a bad thing. It's just different. The spinning hat, yeah, where have we seen that spinning hat before? Pretty sure we've seen that before somewhere, guys. Wonder why they didn't put those LE style speakers on it. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure it has something to do with money, if I had to guess. Spinning top hat seems kind of... Yeah, they incorporated like a spinner, they kind of like used a little bit of the Beatles and stuff for the spinner and how they've used that spinner on. But I don't think the spinner is going to be like Turtles or Twister where it automatically spins. I think this is like Guns N' Roses or Pistols and Pedals to where you hit it and it rotates that way. Same thing like the lamp on Tales of the Arabian Nights and everything. Star Wars worthless playfield monitor. I'm not a big fan of Star Wars, and supposedly they're making more of those games in the future. And I'm like, for me, it's a workout to play that game. You have to like constantly hit that damn action button, and I'm just watching people just go buck wild. They're doing a freaking full static workout to play this damn game to blow a score up. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to work that hard while I play pinball. It's not for me. Spinning hat reminds me of Turtles Pizza. I'd say it's closer to the Guns N' Roses or Tales of the Arabian Nights because it only moves when you hit it. Whereas the pizza on Turtles, that spun via the game's code. On the flyer, it claims it has upgraded audio system, whatever that means. Yeah, indeed, whatever that means. I'm not sure if that means that they've... Yeah, that's subjective, but I'm going to assume if it's better than what they typically put in a game, then I guess they consider that to be an upgraded audio system. If you get that tired hitting on action button, you may want to do a wee bit more cardio. No. Why would I want to do cardio? That sounds horrible. Run for fun? What the hell kind of fun is that? Didn't George talk about removing the hat from his own game? I know he talked about removing a particular feature from his game, and I honestly thought it was but it might have been the hat now that I think about it. But I know that he was talking about how like that feature almost went into his game, and I guess they decided to put it in Elwin's game. But I know Gomez is excited about the figure 8 shot that Elwin's got in his game because evidently that hasn't been done before. So Gomez was really excited about that. And without a doubt, we've already shown that particular shot. That's the money shot of the game. That may be one of the more satisfying shots because you can hit it from both directions. Like when an entrance, it comes out a different place, and you can hit it from that way, and it's a spinner each direction too. So, hey, Kerry, so disappointed in you with the 1-up videos. Shame. Don't hate. You see what I have to work with, without a doubt. And the thing is, what sucks about this now, guys, since the arcade 1-up thing, is that I've been having to, when I was doing a little bit of research on it, I was watching all these arcade 1-up videos just to see what people that are in the hobby. I felt like I was a spy in a way. Like I was like, all right, I got to sneak into these guys' videos and just kind of get a feedback on what they feel about, the fanboys and everything and stuff. And you have the arcade 1-up army, kind of like how you have the Stern army for people that people just back Stern whatever they make. They can make a roasted turd, and people be like, "Fuck yeah, Stern roasted turd! Hell yeah, $10,000, take my money." Same way with arcade 1-up. You got a lot of people out there that are just like, "Yeah, keep putting out your crap. We'll keep buying it." So now my YouTube algorithm is completely like arcade 1-up content. So I've got to change it all up now. Run that trailer again. I'd rather watch it here with you guys. All right. Let's boot up. Which one you want? Let's do the gameplay trailer, I guess. $500 for a Rush Pinball tee and Rush Pinball hat. What the fans want. Yeah. I mean, you'd have to be, I think even the hardcore Rush fans were still looking at that going, $500 for that? I don't know. Is Tom Cicchetti in chat? We can ask him. He's a big Rush fan. Did he want to spend the $500 for that? Craig Bobby, I know he's a Rush fan. Did he want to spend $500 for that? But like I said, you got those fanboys out there. If it's got that Stern logo on it, they're going to buy it. So that's the gameplay features portion of it right there. How much for the World Cup machine behind you? That's my Grail machine. Oh, man. World Cup soccer value has gone up because everyone wants that damn game now. It's one of those pins that you wouldn't think that you would enjoy until you actually play it. So I don't see, if you see a World Cup soccer for less than 4K these days, you should snag it up. I mean, if it works and it looks pretty good, then yeah, I'd be surprised if you see them for less than 4K these days. But it's probably even higher than that now. I'm not selling mine though. Sorry. There's another good Gomez interview I think a lot of pinball folks missed because it was over with the arcade radio crew. Yeah, I've never even heard of that. What is the Godzilla topper going to be? We'll know for sure whenever we start seeing the Godzilla orders start to go down. There's no sense of releasing the topper right now because they're already selling tremendously well. You typically will see the topper get released on a game whenever the sale demand starts to diminish. Then they got to increase the interest again, so they'll release the topper to get that interest back up again for a particular game. That's why one of the reasons why we didn't see Mando until we did, because once the game started like dying down on interest, they're like, oh, release the topper. And then guess what happened? Sales started going up. I'm a Canadian who doesn't like Rush. Shh, don't tell Craig Bobby. Yeah. Oh, got a super chat right here. Thank you very much there, Texas J. You the man. Really appreciate it, man. He's one of my patrons too, so he gives monthly. So that's more appreciative that he's willing to give even extra on that. Might give those interviews a listen. Let's see. I'm a massive longtime Rush fan. Not a freaking chance I would spend that money. Yeah. Let's see here. Top 5 Stern pinball machines of the past 10 years. Iron Maiden, Godzilla, Jurassic Park. At least three of those are Elwin pins. So that tells you right there. I mean, like a majority of the top 5 are going to be Stern right off the damn bat. Let's see here. I don't know. I mean, I like the Avengers game to an extent, but I wouldn't say it's one of. I mean, that shot really good though. It's a really great shooter, but overall, I don't think it would reach the top 5. Dep and EM style, huh? Let's talk about what you do like. I'll start. The drop targets are cool. Also have some horseshoes. Yeah, not as many horseshoes as that you see on Scooby-Doo. But what I like about this game is, damn, another one of my patrons right there contributing another $20. Thank you very much, Paul. He's actually one of my very first patrons. But what I like about this game is the figure 8 shot. I really like that. That looks to be really damn cool. I just don't know how will it shoot in the long run. Is after a while, will it lose that cool factor? It's like, I hit this figure 8 so many damn times, it just kind of got old after a while. Or will it not? Just arrived. Any price yet? Looks to be worth somewhere between $4,000 to $5,000. I'm going to assume you're joking. But if you're not, I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, Steven, but you're looking at about $20K. Let's give your opinion about 6077. What do you think? I think that it's going to be a game for those that are hardcore collectors and have the $20K just sitting around collecting dust. Attack from Mars or Revenge from Mars? I prefer my Revenge. That's a tough one, but I do enjoy playing Revenge from Mars. I blew my buddy Eric's game up. I don't think he still has beaten my score on his Revenge from Mars. And if his wife finally beat my score, I will go back over there and I will take charge and I will get the GC again. We all know Stranger Things is in your top 5. Top 5 what? Top 5 games that I would not like to own. And the thing is, my hate, I don't even want to use the word hate, my dislike for Stranger Things is greatly diminished since they've improved the code. But I still don't think it's a game that I would like to have in my collection without a doubt. If someone sent me a Stranger Things, I would play it for a while and then I'd sell the damn thing. It's not for me. Just watched your year in review video. Yep, I was up late trying to get that damn thing out. That's the only time I can typically work on my videos is after everybody goes to bed. Eventually, I will start on Doctor Who. It was one of those things where it was in the summer. I was like, man, it's so hot. I don't feel like working on it. And then it got cold now. Now I'm like, oh, man, now it's too cold to work on it. Man, I'm becoming a grouchy old person. I'm building a homebrew on my channel. Not planning on a playfield screen at the moment, but more tempted the more I see them. Yeah, I mean, if you can build your own pinball machine, go for it. I mean, props to you. That takes, all kinds of like skill, patience, money. But without a doubt, especially if you're really good at it, then you could possibly work in the industry. Does it look like you can hit the left side and go through the figure 8 backwards? Where does it go when it exits? Sorry, I'm working with my... Okay, so the figure 8 shot... Stranger Things is actually in my top 5 Sterns. I mean, okay. Sword of Rage, one on the trilogy. Must be off work today. Was surprised to see. Yes, I am off work today, but I have received phone calls and text messages. Oh, man. It's probably going to be bad for me. But, okay, let's go over the figure 8 shot if I can find it here. So, let me go to this screen. So the figure 8 shot We go from right here is one way. It loops up and around here and then comes back down. It looks like it should feed your right flipper. And if you hit it the direction it just came, it will feed back through where you shot it earlier, and it should feed your left flipper. Yeah, so one way will feed your right flipper, and the other way will feed your left flipper. So that's pretty damn cool. I like that. I think this is the money shot for this game right here. I'm not sure if you can see my mouse up here, but up here in the figure 8, that's the money shot for this game. That's pretty cool. It's simple. That's the thing, is that it's simple. There is no like oh, it's amazing. Like no, it's just simple. I can't believe we haven't seen that sooner kind of thing. Nice fresh cut, by the way. Way to start off the new year. Yep, that was one of my errands today, was getting my hairs cut. That's usually why I'm wearing my hat, because my hair is just all kinds of bad. I have a Stranger Things Pro. I do like it a lot, but only owning it. Godzilla Premium and AIQ Premium, I think Stranger Things is the first to go. I've just seen an LE at Expo that looks like it got its ass kicked. I mean, ugh. It's like, wow. Let's go back to the screen. Yeah, like all the white paneling where the projector lays down is all brown and beat up, and it just looks horrible because the game gets its ass kicked the way it does. And then the ramp gets misshapen, and you can't hit it into the Demogorgon's mouth anymore because of that. So they had to counter that by writing the code to where it basically takes damage when you hit it. It became a bash toy, which was a fix to an extent. Let's see here. Another cash grab from Stern. These 500 games are sold out, so I've heard, for a Baron game. Are they really sold out? Well, I know that they've sold their allotment at Stern, but have distros sold out? Does anybody have any information about that? More cowbell. Oh, the thing is, JD, with that particular skit on SNL, I think what cracks me up most about that skit is that you have, was it Chris Kattan? Because we had a point, he was like, by the time I'm done with you, you're going to be wearing gold diapers. And Chris Kattan is like, what does that mean? Just the way he says it cracks me up. Let's see here. Wow, fancy transitions on a live stream. Carrier's stepping it up on 2023. Yes, without a doubt. I want to get better, and that's what I'm aiming to do. And I'm, without a doubt, this isn't perfect. I'm seeing all kinds of issues with layout and this chat's not being in the right orientation. These are things that are going to get improved over time, without a doubt. Yeah, one decent shot does not make a game. Yeah, without a doubt. I wouldn't say, all right, we got one good shot for $20,000. No, that's just, I think that's just the shot in the game that stands out the most. So it's interesting. The sling ring is supposed to favor 3OK, 4OK clock position. I guess I don't understand that one. What makes this game worth 20K? Demand, limitations on how many are being built, and what the market says it's worth. Whether or not 20K is what you see it to be, in a way, is irrelevant. That's what sucks. I could be like, hey guys, I've got a, I don't know, let me just pick up something simple here. I've got a little freaking wall wart plug. I could put a fancy little inscription on here with a little something or marker. It's limited. Only one of them exists in the world. I'm going to sell it for 20K. It's only worth what someone's willing to pay for it. Just because it's limited doesn't mean people are going to want it. People have to see value in it or actually want it. If someone really needs something like this and they really want my inscription on there, by the way, if you would be willing to give me $20,000 if I signed this right here, then yeah, let's make it happen, guys. Capitalism is the reason. There's pros and cons to it. I hate the way they've got a mechanical reel, but it looks digital as they've showed it in the LED screen. Yeah, it may look digital, but it's not. It is fully mechanical, modern step motors. It's just that it moves so damn fast that it looks like it's digital. It doesn't move as slowly as the old school stepper motors and stuff. I honestly have not voted yet. Twippies, who did you give your votes? I have not voted yet. Surprisingly enough, I need to do that. I may do a video or maybe a live stream or something like that where I vote live. I don't know. We'll see. What makes it worth $20K? Greed. And the thing is, a lot of these people... Well, hold on. I'll get to that point. Figure 8 Shot is apparently a rehash of Gottlieb's Diamond Lady. Okay. It's a game that I guess I don't know much about. $5 from Pat P. I like the live back and forth. This is why Kaneda's FB lives are good. Oh. Well, if you want me to be a little bit more like Kaneda, every once in a while I got to kind of like look at myself and just kind of like admire how I look. If I wanted to be more like him, but I won't. But Gary, the VA sling ring is supposed to come by to be a rest in a certain clock position. I heard on Elwin's interview. Okay. FOMO makes it $20K probably. So let's go to this when it comes to... Damn it, I had a point, and then I got off subject about it. But it's always... Okay, yeah. You have a game that comes out, and then you have FOMO, obviously. And I don't understand why the FOMO exists as bad as it does. Because there's a lot of people out there that want to be able to say, I've got one. I've got one of these games. And then they take a picture of it when they get it or when they're unboxing it or whatever. And they put it on Facebook or whatever. And then they get that moment of just like, hey, everybody, look at me. Look at what I've got. Don't you wish you had one too? Kind of thing. And they get the, I don't know, let's just say a moderate number, like 50, 100 likes or whatever, or some comments or whatever. And if that's enough for them to go, $20,000 for everybody else to envy what I own. And that's not everybody. I'm well aware of that. Not everybody. But I feel like there's a lot of people out there that probably buy certain things because they don't want to be the person that doesn't have one. If you start wearing Gucci pink glasses, Carrie, I'm not watching. No, a lot of the times, if I scroll through and I see he's live and I see he's wearing something goofy, I keep on scrolling. I don't do it. I'm like, no, I can't. I know it's a Bond game, so there need to be all different Bonds on the game, but it had been enough to have them beneath the DMD as they have on Doctor Who. It's too much faces. Kind of curious about the licensing on that, obviously. I mean, they had to do it the same way they did with the other Bond. They had to take current assets and kind of just touch them up and improve them a little bit. The real concern is now this $20K justifies further cornerstone price raises. I mean, without a doubt, this is a bit of a test for the market. I mean, JJP sent out their price for Toy Story 4, and I think they immediately saw that, hey, maybe we priced it too high. I doubt they said that. But the market spoke. They priced it too damn high for what we got in that game. Now, I don't see every game going forward being priced at that. I'm thinking that won't be until like much further down the road if demand keeps going up and up the way it is. And people keep paying for it, then why not keep selling it? Only thing that sucks is Elwin may not be on a cornerstone again for bits since he did this one. Yeah, I mean, without a doubt, the thing is he finished this game so quickly. I'm pretty sure he's got his next game ready to go. It's like already done, but he just has to wait his turn. And with the part shortages the way it is, we're only going to be getting 2 cornerstones this year again. So supposedly we're going to be getting Brian Eddy's game and Jack Danger's game. Should wrap your arcade one in Gucci. He'd buy it. I'm sensing 2023 will continue the trend of price raises at Stern. I mean, yeah, without a doubt, we're going to see the prices keep going up. If people keep buying it, then why not? My favorite part about the Bond theme in pinball is the video assets. Seems like a total miss not leaning in that with the 60th. How cool would it have been to go with a JJP size screen with videos? Some people like that big ass screen and others don't. Elvira was 20K. I thought Elvira was 25. I thought it was even more expensive. I'm pretty sure it was 25. Yeah, you get back to work. You had your little trip to Paris and everything, showing off during Christmas while the rest of us chumps were over here. Yeah, in Texas while you're over there visiting the world, whatever. Toy store costing that much with Amazon toys in it. Yeah. Only real complaint about this pen is the lack of powder coating on and blades. Are the blades not powder coated? I thought they were black. I'm pretty sure. Are they not? Oh, they're just the standard black, aren't they? Oh. Yeah, I think that should be like a gloss black. At least. That's strange. Next price increase will be in July. You think so, huh? Brian Eddy is rumored to be working on Venom. Yeah, Elvira launch was $25K via dealers with no price set by Stern, no all access insider sale. Yeah. Shame how $20K doesn't even buy you side art for Bond. Yeah. There's a lot of things I feel like, but you know, they probably wanted to put it in there, but once again, it would have to be approved by MGM. And that would probably, I just racked myself. Oh, God. Ugh. Oh, that hurt. Damn it. Okay. I lost my train of thought. The gloss black should have been the powder coating for this game, without a doubt. I think that would definitely look better. I didn't catch that. But the pictures I saw on the video, let me look on the side here. Let me look, because I know they showed the side with the Spectre and stuff like that. It looks like they've got, I could be wrong. Here, let me get this to where you can see it. Because it looks more like a matte black that we're seeing right here. Am I hitting the wrong button? There we go. Okay, let me go. Yeah, see, there's that figure eight shot. That just looks good. Yep. I thought they're going to show more of the cabinet, but it doesn't look like they're going to. Okay, so let me go back here again. I can't believe, yeah, they should have that stuff powder coated differently. I think that the gloss black would look pretty good. Now, am I crazy, or did I thought there would look to be like a chrome behind it, but I don't think that is. I think that's just the picture of the art behind that. I would suspect this should be like a chrome behind that. That would look really cool like that. Oh, Lord, I'm like way behind here. The chat received a nickname yet? Throwing any suggestions in the hat? The Hardy Boys. Armor is powder coated. Okay. I bought it, the Turtles LE. So Jack works on what game you think? Back to the Future? No. Supposedly Jack's working on Foo Fighters. If Back to the Future is being made, it'll more than likely be a Kapow title, and I would hope that it's Keith Elwin designing it, because that would make it to where I guess I've got to sell all kinds of stuff in order to get this game, because you're hitting my sweet spot when it comes to theme. And then you have a designer that I believe to be one, if not the best that we've got. And then that game would be hella expensive. $25K for, yeah, does Jackson be done? Foo Fighters, yeah. And the thing is, I like Foo Fighters. I wouldn't say I'm like a huge fan, but I like their music. I would probably sell the kidney too. That will happen. Back to the Future by Elwin. Yeah, That would be crazy. Oh, man. So, I've only got one person in chat so far that's told me that they're getting this game. Is there anybody else that is getting this game that's got the $20K that they're going to be spending on this? Toy Story 4, also known as No Good Gophers 2.0. This pen is a keeper. Which pen is that? The Bond one? Chrome Candy is getting one. So here's the thing. If we don't already know if they've sold out, do you think that they will sell out? Foo Fighters are a huge band. It's just sad this was not done before Troy Hawkins, passed away, because I don't see much of a future for the Fighters. So, I mean, their latest concert they did was pretty damn cool, where they brought out many different drummers from different bands to play their songs. I thought that was pretty damn cool. Yeah, I was want to say Troy. I'm like, pretty sure his name's Taylor, but yeah. But even still, if you have not seen a lot of that concert, it's available on YouTube. They get all different types of drummers, including Taylor's son, who plays a song. Well, I believe he plays Hero. Yeah, people forget that Dave Grohl, he actually prefers to play the drums compared to the guitar. If it was his decision, I'm pretty sure he would get on drums and have somebody else play lead guitar. BioShock Pinball, that would... A fellow BioShock Pinball fan in the chat. This is something that I thought about doing a video on in the future, was like themes that I think would do really good for pinball. And I don't know how many of you out there have ever played the game BioShock, or even heard of it for that matter, but I feel like that is a theme that would be pretty damn cool if you can implement the theme correctly. I can just imagine a Big Daddy being somewhere on the playfield where his arm actuates and the drill spins around and stuff like that. And then you have plasmids that you... I mean, I have it in my head what I think it could be like, but I don't feel like it would reach the masses. It would only reach the people that have played BioShock. I haven't played BioShock in a long time. Yeah, neither have I. BioShock's more of a virtual pen. There is so much in that IP. Yeah, I think virtual pen would probably be the safest route to go with that because of what I would like to see in it. Effect on 6 seconds of a trailer on back glass. What is the 60 effect on the 6s? Don't know what you're talking about on that one. So everybody coming to the agreement that they're probably going to sell out all 500 of these. Stern sold through all of their allotment. Now, here's something that I thought was pretty interesting when you think about that. I don't see Stern in the future doing away with distributors. I don't see that. But you got to look at it from a perspective of, like, distributors are pretty much the middleman. They are the middleman here. And if they're trying to get a little extra dollars in their pocket, and they can sell them games directly from the factory for the price that the distributors are selling them for, little extra cash in the pocket. I don't see them going strictly direct sales in the future. They would have to do all kinds of restructuring, not to mention piss off a lot of people that really depend on being a distributor at that. Oh, let's not bring in Fifth Element, because that is also a theme that I would love to see in pinball. So many call outs on that one. All right. Yeah. So, anything else that we need to talk about when it comes to Bond, guys? Anything else that you're seeing on here? Questions, concerns? I mean, we already agree that 20,000 for the game is pretty ridiculous, but I'm hoping that everyone sees that it's not going to be for everyone. They are definitely targeting a niche portion of this already niche hobby. But I don't know when I'm going to be able to play this game. I would hope that someone, or maybe even they, would bring one to Texas Pinball Festival. I just don't see us getting one at a location near me, even though the Cidercade in Dallas, they typically buy a lot of the LEs. I don't know if they're going to get this game or not. I'll have to send them a text and see if they will, but I don't know. Scheme looks cool, but needs more toys for 20,000. And that's the thing, when you're dealing with a single level playfield like this, then you definitely are limited to toys, and especially with the license holder like we're already seeing, who knows what they would approve of. Code needs to be high quality. Yeah, if we can get it done from license approval. Can you please check between 5 to 6 first seconds of the trailer, top left corner of the back glass? All right. That's the 60, means that's the 60th anniversary edition, if that's what you're talking about, the 60 in the top left corner. Because this is the 60th anniversary edition of the game. That's why you're seeing 60. How cool would it be to have an action figure of each Bond somewhere on this? I don't know where the hell you'd put the damn things. And not to mention, once again, you'd have to get licensor approval and likeness approval. And supposedly, I'm guessing they went through a couple of different reiterations of Sean Connery because of his eyebrows being a little too bushy. I mean, little stuff like that. This license holder, MGM, is being very constrictive on what they're approving to go into these games. What am I drinking? I am drinking, this is a Ghost Sour Patch flavor energy drink. And I like me some Sour Patch Kids candy. Those things are delicious. And so to have an energy drink that basically tastes like a liquid version of that, bring it on. Foo Fighters is a must-buy for me. Amazing music, and sure, Dave Grohl will bring the entertainment element, similar to what Slash did with GNR. I would like to hope so. I feel like that definitely Dave, for the Foo Fighters, would be all in on, like, what do you want? We want this game to be freaking amazing. What do you want us to do? What do you need from us? That'd be great. That would. From Hector, Gary, I think this is Stern's worst release of all time, considering what is in the game and the price. Hard take from old Hector here. Worst release of all time? Worse than Led Zeppelin? I mean, if both games were priced at $20K, let's say Led Zeppelin Pro, even more plain. Led Zeppelin Pro or a Bond 60th anniversary. Both of them priced at $20K. Which one are you going to buy? I just heard some sort of sound come from this Need for Speed game over here. I don't know what that was about. I'm waiting for it to catch fire. Give me a better reason to get rid of the damn thing. Yeah, Led Zeppelin is worse at the same price. Yeah, I think what's mainly bringing this down for a lot of people is obviously the price. Limited version, okay, we get it. You want to make a limited amount of them, but priced in at $20K. But you also got to wonder, JD, thanks for the $3, man. But priced at $20K, you got to think also, since you're incorporating every James Bond into this one, and I'm sure, I mean, Roger Moore, he's no longer with us, but I'm sure he has an estate. But I'm sure every person on this damn game is getting a nickel or two somewhere. So they've got to pay the license holders and likeness fees and stuff like that. Without a doubt, a lot of that is going into their pocket as well. And then you got to make room for the distributors to make their money as well. Led Zeppelin is worse at half price. Yeah. People were giving me so much crap for talking so much shit about Led Zeppelin. And I'm like, I'm just saying, it's a Led Zeppelin jukebox with flippers. I mean, but I got so much hate for that. But I'm like, it took people some time, but they kind of came to the realization of like, you know, he's not wrong. To each their own. I know, I mean, but I did not like that game. Too high in pricing to add. My collection was stunned when I saw the pricing released at $20K. I'll stick to my current collection with Penn Stadium lighting. Right on the money. This is a side quest pin. It's not the true mission. Keith set the bar with Godzilla. His next pin will be greatness. And that's the thing with Elwyn is that, like I've stated, whenever Godzilla came out, I had a feeling, and I was like, dear God, this pin is amazing. The thing is, though, now they have set the bar for what our anticipations and what we expect from Stern going forward. But they sadly can't do that on every one. They would love for every one of their machines to be home runs, just like fucking knocking that shit out of the park every damn time. But sadly, they can't. And, but yeah, Godzilla is evidently the new benchmark for what we consider to be like a really good pinball machine. I never shot Led Zeppelin to this day, and I'm glad I didn't so far. Well, by all means, give it a shot. I'm not saying don't play it. I'm just saying it definitely wouldn't be worth $20K. Some people say this game hurts Keith's legacy. I agree. What do you think about that? Why would it? I mean, I don't know about hurting his legacy. The only way this would hurt his legacy is if the game shoots horrible. If the game shoots clunky and it's just not fun, that's where it's going to hurt him. But I don't think he would ever design a game like that. From a tournament competitive player, and for what he's designed so far, I don't see him putting this game together and being like, yeah, it'll be fine. I mean, I want to question the amount of pressure to have on one person knowing that every game that they put out has been well received. I wonder at certain points when you're making your next game, do you feel like, that you need to do better, or what? That a lot of pressure is riding on you and your name alone to make sure you put out another game like you did with Godzilla. Now, that's the thing, is that since he did such a great job with Godzilla, but the thing is, a lot of the things that people like about Godzilla were due to the silent heroes of pinball in general, which are the engineers. No one ever wants to think about the engineers that actually design and put these mechs together. Sure, the designers have their input and say, this is what I'd like to happen. I'd like to see if we can do something like this. But it's the engineers that actually put pencil to paper and come up with these mechanical devices that do really cool stuff that we see. Played Led Zeppelin in Vegas, and they took all the toys out, so it looked even worse. Oh, Lord. By legacy, I mean this is not a masterpiece like his other games. This would be his first meh game. Due to the fact that it's a single-level game. But it's one of those things where it depends on the goal. The goal was to make a classic pin for this theme. And Elwyn was interested in it. Like, hey, he threw his own hat into the ring. He was like, you know what? I think I'd like to give that a shot. And so they gave it to him. He took it. Hopefully we get a stream so we can see how it shoots. But I have no doubts that it's going to shoot great. Why would it not? But I don't think it's going to ruin his legacy. Like I said, the only way it's going to ruin his legacy is if it just does not shoot well. And I don't think that's going to happen. But if you compare all of his other games to this game, then yeah, it's the most different because of the limitations of the playfield and what they were wanting from it, being a single level. The 60th is for high-end collectors and buyers. Like high-end car buyers, they don't care about the price. They just have to have it in the garage. The rest of us peasants can sit and stare. Yeah, like I stated earlier, this is definitely not for 500 people that are in the hobby. These are for 500 people in the hobby that have got the money and are just hardcore collectors. Led Zeppelin Premium LE is not that bad. Then again, it's also not that good. Yeah. And again, that goes back to the license holder. Led Zeppelin was a very difficult license to work with. Steve has talked about that relentlessly on how much his hands were tied. The bigger the franchise, the most restrictions Stern will have. I feel they signed up Keith to make pinball players happy for flow. Have you seen that left side loop? That looks amazing. Yes, the figure eight shot, that's what I've been, I don't want to say raving about, but I want to say that's definitely a moment so far that we've seen on this game that's like one of those, ooh, I bet that's really sweet to shoot. I mean, he likes satisfying shots. He likes just when you hit a shot, you feel like you did something. It's like hitting that katana shot on Deadpool. When you hit it and it finally goes up to that katana ramp, it's always satisfying. Who here hits that damn katana shot and just goes, meh? No, every time you nail that shot and it goes up there, especially if you nail it 2 or 3 times in a row, it's just like, man, I'm on fire. So I'm hoping that we still get that effect with this particular left figure eight shot on this game. I would like to hope so, but I'm thinking that that's the shot on the game that would be like pretty cool to hit. The game is targeted towards pinball fans with deep pockets, and so far it's working well for them. Who can blame them? Yeah, it's one of those things. If you keep buying them, they're going to keep selling them. Fed up with the damn spinning discs on all the games. Well, you don't like that basically a complete matchup with the Guns N' Roses hat that we've got sitting on this Stern game now? They saw that Slash hat and was like, yeah, let's do an Odd Job hat. Abe Flips, welcome to the chat. He says he wants one. Ray Day is so freaking good, he probably doesn't get stoked about the katana shot. Probably. I think, I wonder if that's how it's like. You just play pinball so damn good that just nothing satisfies you anymore. I've always thought that to be curious about, being like, let's just say, for instance, if you were a porn star and you spend all day doing what you do, and then you come home and then, your spouse is like, hey, let's get it on. And it's like, I don't know. I've been doing it all day and it just kind of doesn't do anything for me anymore. Just kind of just, Not a Bond fan. Yeah, I don't think I'm not a Bond fan either. I mean, it's not like I don't like it. I mean, I played the hell out of it on the Nintendo 64, without a doubt. Played GoldenEye relentlessly. But as far as like movies and everything, I really enjoyed Daniel Craig's versions of the character and stuff. I really enjoyed that. Hard day at the office, literally. What an analogy. Yeah, I can almost compare anything to like sexual stuff. I have a gift. Just try not to do that at meetings at work. I try not to. It's difficult. It's hard. It's really hard.
That's what she said.
Happy New Year to you as well there, Cell Processing. So, anything else that we need to discuss about this, guys? Anything else? We've already come to the conclusion that nobody likes the price. Not many people, one but two in chat, are talking about how they're going to actually get one. We don't know if they've sold out, and we probably won't ever until everybody calls the distributors to see if they can get one. And then the answer is no. For those that are wondering, that is mechanical reels in the back box. That is not display. As Kaneda says, this is yet another bad sign about the industry in general. Yeah. Need to rewatch the stream, missed the price. The price is $20,000. Yes, Abe Lip says $20K, but it's going to be even more expensive for you where you live, I'm sure. What would that, if it's $20K here in America, what's that going to be for you? What would that be after tax and freight and stuff? In the video is a mock-up display, right? I don't believe so. I think that's our actual real display It just looks fake, but it's just backlit with the way they have the lights on there for that mechanical real stepper system. I want to play your Totan, Carrie. Sounds kind of kinky. Video games killed the hobby once. Now greed will kill it soon, says Hector. Well, we'll just have to wait and see. Like I said, the only way it's going to kill it is if companies only respond to one thing: money. You can bitch and complain all you want to, and I beat this into submission so many damn times. Everyone knows it, but they're only going to change if it's affecting their wallet. If they put all 500 of these out there and they only sold 25, then they would respond to that. Does it come with a Bond girl? I wish. Man, for 20K, there better be something on the front of that machine so whenever I front nudge, it gets a little more satisfying. Yeah, 14K would have sold more than 2,000 units easily. Yeah, you would have sold 2,000 units without a doubt. You would have lost the limited version of it. It would no longer be limited, really. And Stern would have to buy 2,000 of each part instead of just 500. And I hate to bring up Arcade 1-Up in the middle of this. But from what little behind the lines that I have done, you get so many people that want to back up this product, but they all state pretty much and agree that, hey, you know, if you want to get these, just wait about a month or two and they'll go on sale. Okay, so you already admit that the product is overpriced. You already admit that you shouldn't pay the full asking price upon launch. What does that say about your product already? Like, oh yeah, it got released. I'd wait for it to go on sale. Didn't get it. These things are amazing. Like, no, they're not that amazing, evidently. You have a certain cap from where you're like, yeah, I'm only going to spend this much. The topper is meh. But you know what? You get a topper at launch. How many games has Stern released with the topper at launch? I think, going back to Led Zeppelin is one of those that I believe the topper was available at launch. But this one came with the game. Not a fan of the clip art looking on the art on the sides. I'm sure it was required, but could have been more beautiful. I'm like, yeah, you know, art is always subjective. Do I know anything about the Medieval Madness remake that's supposedly being made in 2023, or if Attack or Monster Bash will be remade? Medieval Madness is on the roster for CGC to make, but they have got so many other freaking fish to fry right now. I don't know if we're going to see it in 2023. They still need to get their LEs for Cactus Canyon remake out. Then they're going to be building cabinets and putting together the Raw Thrills game that's going to be coming out, hopefully soon. And then after that, and as long as it takes to build what we've currently got, I mean, who knows if we're going to see another release from CGC this year. They made 10 million on 500 units. Will that cut into that if you have more or less? And here's the thing. I mean, you're doing just the simple math as if Stern's going to be getting the $10 million. No, a good portion of that money is going to distributors. Gary, like I told you, I'm happy to have empty cabs, but I put main PCs into so I have the game, and I save a lot. Yeah. Without a doubt. I mainly got my little cabinet over here for the main, so I can play everything I want to. They're spending $1,000 on a Killer Instinct Arcade 1-Up Pro, and I can walk over here and hit a couple of buttons, and I'm playing arcade version of Killer Instinct. Okay. If CGC does make Pulp Fiction, will it have a GIMP in the box Bash toy? With Pulp Fiction being another single level playing field, you're not going to have room for a Bash toy. So, from what I gather and from what I've heard, you talk about restrictions. Evidently, Tarantino has been pretty restrictive on this game. He really wanted to go a certain direction, and people's hands were tied. Like, this is the way I want it to be, kind of thing. Pen blades and good cabinet art, I would immediately still not buy it. I like that. If it had this, I would immediately still not buy it. That's great. I think it looks fun. Hope to play it at TPF and hope whoever loves this. But for me, and it is the price, but not surprised. I think we were all anticipating it to be like 15K or higher. Me, I was anticipating 18K. That's where I was like, I think we're going to see it around 18K. But I was close, but still not as far as I guess what they were shooting for. I was hearing rumors of 20K, and I was like, man, I hope it's a good game for 20K. I'm a little far from okay. We quote that all the time at work when we're having a bad day. I'm like, man, you okay? I'm pretty far from okay, man. Oh, Spaceballs would be sweet. I think we've got homebrews out there for Spaceballs, but definitely a lot of call outs that you could have on that. Yeah, Insider Connector and connected on the left side instead of the right, like Premium LE. That's why it's more expensive. Oh, yeah, we had to move this component to this side of the playfield, and I wonder why they chose to do that. I mean, isn't every Insider connected on the right side of the apron? Why is this one on the left? To stand out, or is there an actual, hardware restriction in order for them to do that? I buy the 80s and 90s pins before I buy a Stern. And the thing is, a lot of those 80s and 90s pins are just as fun as some of these newer ones. Not all of them, but there are some of them out there. I wouldn't buy it at $6,900. Really? I mean, in a way, that's a good thing, because if everyone spoke with their wallets on these prices, you would definitely see a change in the market. But you get a lot of those people that are just like, I've got to have it. Well, we're charging you an extra $2K. I don't care. Get it here. I need to have that game so I can show off to everybody that I know, all 17 of them, that I've got this game and they don't. I'm better than you. I want Zed is dead multi-ball. And that's why I'm talking about when it comes to call-outs, the Fifth Element would just be perfect. So many on there. And the LE, can you imagine like the LE, you get a multi-pass thing? That'd be pretty damn cool. And you could put your own picture in there or whatever, but it'd be kind of cool. Instead of the Insider connected, you have a multi-pass that you could slide into the machine. Multi-pass. I know it wouldn't happen. I'm just saying that'd be pretty damn cool. Gary, I know at least 18 people that I could bring back to. Yeah, 18. Oh, damn it. Always got to one-up me. Fingers crossed they don't wait a month for the live stream, I'm going to assume. Yeah, I mean, as far as I know right now, they have not announced anything for when they're going to do a gameplay stream. It wouldn't surprise me if they don't do one, like I said, because they're only going to do it if they need to. So, hold on. Let me bring this up right here. I guess Elwin has had to prove a point, guys. He had to show everyone that, hey, it's a mechanical. So here you go. He posted this an hour ago. He changed his cover photo to this. That's awesome. Look, here's the mechanical reels, and here's the lighting for it. It illuminates that. That's why it looks fake, is because the way they've got it lit up. That's why it looks like it's, not real. Just the way it's illuminating in the images. But there's your actual physical stepper motors and everything right there. So there you go on that. That's pretty damn cool. But as far as when they're going to be doing a live stream, I don't think we got any information on that. Trying to see if there's anything posted up here. Yep. So the only thing I've seen so far is at the Stern shop where people have mentioned it being sold out. So, and it takes it back to where I don't have. Does anybody know how many Stern had? Did we have a number on how many they had in their allotment? When is CES? Is the Dangerous Jerk not streaming at that event this week? You know what? You think if it is at CES, then they would stream it. Let's find out. Let's look it up. CES. So Thursday, January 5th through Sunday, January 8th. So guys, we may get a stream. Maybe. Thinking of making a pinball from the ground up with the owner's manual and replacement parts. Is there anything I should know before I attempt this? Oh, don't ask me about building a pinball machine from the ground up. I am not the guy for that, but there are plenty of homebrew guys out there, especially on Pinside and other forums, that know a lot more about that than I do. Maybe eventually, but as of right now, don't ask me about homebrew. I am not your guy. Got to specify your birthday. So maybe. Do you think we'll get a stream this weekend at CES? This is what I fear. How it always happens when it comes to these releases and they're at shows is that we're not going to get a good quality stream or showing of the gameplay. We're going to get the typical, someone's got their cell phone from an angle point of view, and it's going to be someone who's not very good at pinball, and it's going to look like it shoots like shit. Or is it going to be on display only? But if it's there to be played, which I'm assuming it's going to be, then we're probably going to get some really crap iPhone footage first, as per usual. Uncle Gary dressed like Odd Job. Yeah. Off topic, watch the Johnny Mike. Does it end on the 10th video? Did I miss one? No, you have not missed one. I mean, I need to just say screw it and just do the finale for Johnny Mnemonic. I do. I need to. I mean, I was hoping to do more mods for it. That's my thing, is that I don't know. And it's kind of like the form of talking about, like, you know, Keith Elwin with Godzilla. It's like after everything I put into my getaway, and it's like, and I'm doing my Johnny Mnemonic, I feel like it's not quite right up there with my getaway, and I kind of want it to be up there with it, if not better. And my honest opinion on that is that I do not feel that it's better than my getaway, and it just may be what it is. But the thing is, I'm bringing it to TPF this year. I cannot win Grand Champion Best of Show 2 years in a row. That's part of the rule. So this is actually not a big deal for me to bring this one and be ineligible for the Best of Show. That's fine. Maybe I'll shoot for Best 90s. We'll see. Carrie, that reminds me, were we going to get a final wrap-up Deeproot video from your experience? Wasn't sure about that. Is there anything else left to talk about Deeproot? I was hoping that we were done with it. I'm pretty sure we are. I mean, I don't know. I was hoping that I basically released all my footage from my Deeproot visit in a video. I think I titled that, like, all my footage. Like, here you go, because I kind of just want to be done with it. All I want to do is continuously make fun of it here and there and poke fun at it. And maybe eventually we'll see Robert go to prison. But other than that, I don't think there's much else to talk about. I mean, I guess I could at some point go into a discussion about, like, a hour by hour exactly what we did, where we were at, and who we talked to and what we saw. But I don't feel like it'd be anything new or relevant. Is the 60th an even worse release compared to TS4? I don't know. That's a head scratcher, because they're both expensive games. The theme of Bond appeals more to me than Toy Story. and I don't really know how well Bond plays just yet. But when it comes to Toy Story 4, I don't recall seeing anything in that game upon launch that got me excited for it. When they were showing off the shots, and then you had the exaggerated people like, yeah, this turned into a meme. I don't know, man. That's a tough decision to call right there. But I still think that Toy Story 4 is probably worse due to the fact that they should have had so much more in that game, going by theme alone. They had all kinds of room in there. They weren't saying, hey, we're going to build a Toy Story 4 with a classic version, single level playfield. They had plenty of friggin' room to build something and design something that could have had so much more in it. And they gave us a giant tablet. So I'm going to say Toy Story 4 is worse. When will I have a next skit? I don't know. We'll see what comes of the Bond Anniversary Edition right here, and I might do something. We'll see how things go on that. Let's see here. Music for PS4 just sucks so bad. Yeah, I didn't care for the music either. Office Space would make a great pinball machine. I don't know. I think you got quite a few call outs on there, but theme for an entire machine? Yes, TS4 looks like a deal at $15K in comparison to this. Have I played Toy Story 4? Yeah, I even unboxed one. I got a video of that. I played Toy Story 4, and it was one of those games where I was like, oh, okay. I mean, it's not for me. I mean, I do feel like you're not getting your money's worth out of it. That's for damn sure. Need a Wednesday pinball machine. I finally got around to watching that series, and overall, I really enjoyed it. Some of it was pretty predictable. I do not like the casting for Gomez and Morticia. But Gina Ortega, her career is about to take off. Office Space needs a copy machine bash toy. Yeah, you piece of shit. Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. What is my dream theme? Back to the Future. We've been through this earlier. Eventually, when that title gets released, it's more than likely going to be a Kapow title, which means it's going to be limited. And if it's done by Keith Elwin, then I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to make room and sell off a few machines or whatever. But I've also got my hat in the ring for a Sonic. I know it's not going to be done by Ryan, but I've got my name in the hat for a Sonic. So when Sonic gets announced, depending on if it meets my expectations, which it won't, but if it meets my expectations, then I'll end up getting one more than likely. I just fear that the Sonic theme is not going to be the Sonic that I remember or that I like. And I'm pretty sure it won't be. So I'm not holding my breath for a Sonic machine being something that I'm interested in. But hopefully I'm surprised. So, we may get a stream this weekend with Jack Danger at CES, since we know that CES is this coming weekend. But we may not. We have yet to see any other kind of feedback. That's why I'm looking on Facebook. I would message Jack and ask him, but whenever I asked him last time about Bond, I didn't get a response. So I'm not even going to bother. Oh, he got his wisdom teeth pulled? Ugh. See, they were wanting to pull my wisdom teeth. They're like, we need to get your wisdom teeth pulled. I'm like, why? Well, they were showing me the x-rays, how some of them were turned or whatever. I'm like, well, I'm not in any kind of pain and they're not doing anything. Well, they could. I'm like, Okay, well, I think right now we're at a stalemate then with my wisdom teeth. They don't mess with me. I won't mess with them. Let's keep it at that. So sometimes people have their wisdom teeth and they're completely dormant and they never have an issue. I'm hoping I'm one of those individuals. Sonic is released or Back to the Future. I'm donating 1,000 for you to get one. If we get a 60th. All right. I don't know. I'll have to figure something out, I guess, there, Hector. I know you're all about contributing and everything and helping a guy out. Oh, yeah, I know they need the money without a doubt. That's why I hate going to them. I'm like, I'm here to get my teeth cleaned, not for you to go, hell, you got a cavity right here. We should probably get that filled. Or, like, we could probably make this. Yeah, you want to keep on selling me, and all this shit so my doctor can pay for his freaking yacht. Just clean my teeth and I'll be on my way. I mean, my insurance is already paying you as it is. So what the hell? I got a really cool toy for Christmas, guys, and I really wish that the battery was charged on it. I'll show you what I got it here. Let me go to... But if you have seen the movie Inception, I got this little gadget right here, and it's got a little device inside that basically keeps it spinning, and evidently it spins for hours. But I gotta charge it up. It's not charged. So that was one of my Christmas gifts right there. I know I'm pretty sure there's some Inception fans out there. I know it's a movie that I really like. All right, guys. What else? What else we got talking about here? Looks like a lemon to me. So a lemon? Like a full-blown just lemon, like no good. I don't know about that. I think this is, without a doubt, I mean, from what I gathered so far, Stern really doesn't know how well this is going to go over. It's not going to be a flop. But they don't really know if the market's going to accept this as a thing going forward. I mean, they've already stated that the whole single-level playfield thing is not going to be something that's going to be very common. It's going to be, about as far apart as, like, Beatles was from this time around. Beatles came out in, 2018? Somewhere around there? So it's been a few years since we've had a single-level playfield like that. Upper left turnaround is boring. You don't know yet. It could be cool. That's the only shot so far that I'm like, ooh, that looks like it could be fun, but I don't know how fun. I think what's going to add to it is when you hear the spinner sound effects. I think that's going to be a major, probably make or break, is what those spinners sound like while you're playing this game. Yeah, hopefully I am right. I mean, I could be completely wrong. This could be a complete crap shot, but I don't think it is. I really don't. With it being Elwin and how they have so much faith in him and how he knows how to design a game, we all know this. I think this is just going to be different. Different isn't necessarily bad. I mean, different is a way to describe all kinds of things. I mean, you could literally get into a complete car wreck and total your car and get out and go, well, that's different. You're not lying. I mean, it's the truth. It's different. You may not like it, but it's different. For some reason, it reminds me of Spy Hunter. You know what? I got a little bit of a hint of that as well. Luckily, the flippers are not jostled to the right side of the playfield or anything, but I think while you're getting that is the upper left portion that feeds down and has a little bit of a swivel like that. Swivel's not the right word to use, but I see where you're getting the fact that it reminds you of Spy Hunter. I see it as well, and then I know a lot of people were talking about Spy Hunter on Gomez's as well, but I think that was mainly because of the art. Who do you think will get the Goonies license now that Deep Root is dead? I don't know. Tell you what company needs to get it is American Pinball. They need a damn theme. They need a theme that will sell, and Goonies would do it. Wasn't this game supposed to have a new shot that no one has ever seen before? If it's there, I don't see it. Then is it not the figure eight shot? I thought that the figure eight, someone said Diamond Lady Pinball. Let me look at Diamond Lady and see if in fact there is a figure eight shot on this game. If I can find a decent picture of it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is there another game out there that has the figure eight shot that we have seen? Oh my God, this is such an old... Okay, let me go to where I should have gone to in the first place. Internet. Because I believe that is the shot that they're talking about that hasn't been in pinball. It is that figure eight shot. And I'm sorry if my keyboard is really loud. It's the mechanical one, and this microphone, I've got it set to where it picks up. So let's see here. Playfield. Could they put smaller images of a game on here? I can't really see a figure eight so far on this playfield, guys. Someone mentioned Diamond Lady earlier, and I'm not seeing it. From the images I'm seeing, I'm not seeing the Diamond Lady, or I'm not seeing the figure eight on the Diamond Lady. Do you think these will hold their value or increase versus decrease? That's always a big question on every game that you buy. Is it going to increase or decrease? It could be like Toy Story 4 where it decreases. Or it could be like Godzilla where it increases. I think with an Elwyn pin, I think it's going to increase. Unless it's just a really bad shooter, which I don't think it's going to be. As a price your wallet has never seen before. Yeah, without a doubt. The left spinner on Diamond Lady all the way in the back underneath there. Let me see here. It's just that the pictures that I'm seeing are god-awful on the pinball database. Okay, so that's going back there, but I don't think it's a figure eight. That's going to the right. Oh. Okay, well, I see where... Okay. Let me bring this up right here because there is a little bit of truthfulness to this. So from what I can tell, let me zoom in on this SOB so you guys can see what the hell we're talking about here. So it looks like on Diamond Lady that you would shoot for the spinner and it loops around and would feed down here like this. But it doesn't feed to your flippers. It would feed down to your in lane. But there's only one way to hit that shot. It's not so much a figure eight. It's a loop around that weaves back through. So it's not a figure eight. The figure eight on James Bond can be hit from two different directions and it loops around differently. So there is a likeness to it when it comes to looping around and going right here behind some drop targets. So I see the likeness to it, but it being a figure eight, so I would say that this shot is not like other shots. It's an Elwyn game. It will shoot like butter with a hot knife. Yeah, more than likely, yeah, without a doubt. I just do not see Keith going, this game's okay. I mean, I'll have it shoot okay. No, I think every game he puts out, he knows that the pressure's on and he knows what people like. He knows the thing with a satisfying shot. And I think that's what we're going to see a lot with this. Keith Elwyn game, License to Drain. Oh, man. All right. I mean, if we've got nothing else to discuss about James Bond at this time, I think I'm going to bring this to a close because I'm about to have to leave to go pick up my girls from school anyways. So it is what it is. So I think the consensus is that the game is definitely expensive, but it's not for everybody. So, and the market will tell whether or not this is something that's going to continue going forward. If they sell all 500 of them and they're gone, then guess what? Here in a few years, if not sooner, you're probably going to see another 500 run of a particular game for $25,000 and then eventually $30,000. It's just probably what's going to happen because people keep opening their damn wallets. I'm hoping that they have this at Texas Pinball Festival. I would like to think that they will have at least one. Thank you very much, Albert. Thanks very much for voting for me. It's one of those things where I don't ask for votes. I think for me, and this is just me, my personal preference, if people vote for me, like they go to the Twippies and they are going through all the options and they see my name and their immediate instinct is to go, yeah, he's my favorite. That's what I would prefer. I don't want it to be like, oh yeah, I forgot about him until he requested me to vote for him. I mean, I don't know. That would just mean more to me if people chose on their own accord and me not like putting it on them and asking for it. That's just my personal preference. And if that's the way to make sure I never win, then so be it. But that's just me. I have never asked for anybody to vote for me. It's whatever you want to do. If you believe that I'm your favorite, then that's awesome. That's great. I mean, that means a lot. Thank you very much, guys. All right, so we're going to bring this to a close. Thank you all for tuning in for this stream in the middle of the day. I'm sure everybody needs to get back to work. I'm going to go pick up my daughters from school, and we're going to see how well that goes over. But, all right, guys. Love you a long time. Don't do anybody I wouldn't do. And peace out, guys.